Here we are. Nuke is the first map between Heroic and OG. This is the lower bracket. These teams are fighting to, well, they would have to win just 2 more games to get to the grand finals and win the grand finals. So it's pretty deep right now, and Heroic certainly looking really good of late. Nuke, a Danish map. They're off on the T side. Storm there. Couple bullets into the hut's position just to announce the presence, to ring the doorbell of the upper bomb site before they quickly try to juke down to the lower side through the vents. And they've all made it.
Oh my god, well, he's been sent into space. NBK's done a really nice job so far on the B bomb site, allowing rotation, trying to take control, and he will do that as well. So really turning things around and neutralizing those numbers of Heroic. Now the cavalry is here and the horses are stampeding on the bodies of the Heroic players, leaving Cadian on the high ground, and he has a lot to do. 1 versus 5 with a Glock less than ideal, showing some leg, and NBK has probably spotted it. I have no idea what USP that is. And here we go. More numbers now. Cadian's managed to understand what's going on. Some burst fire down the ladder. And he has 1 minute to try and do something. Now, he's got no Kevlar, so he's got nothing at all to lose in this situation. And you can see Issa and NBK have got perfect Kevlar so far, as does, Mantu and Issa. So if he does like 1 damage to them, then that will be forcing him to spend $1,000 rather than $350. So that's an important headshot. Now, if you can find Mantu as well, he'll see him, but he can't touch him. So he'll get a cheap helmet, and OG are off to a good start on the CT side.
I love the T-pistol from Heroic. They tossed a Molotov on the hut and really helped them secure going down the vents. The guy from Heaven couldn't really see the people going into the vents because of the Molotov. So I like that little tidbit on pistol.
Yeah, it's just a great reaction from OG. That's oftentimes what you'll see from this team, that they're good at being reactive. It's kind of almost Fnatic-esque in that style, but I feel like they do a little bit more homework than Fnatic do, at least at this tournament. But nice shot from Cadian to start things off there. Every kill matters. It's how he was able to afford the utility and weaponry that he had. Oh, what is this? Borup finding a kill onto Mantu. OG. How? Oh,
yikes.
Wow.
Okay.
This is all falling apart for OG in such quick succession.
Yeah, the Tech 9 is really quite brutal. The pacing too with the pistols, I think on Nuke is all about like slowing down the other team and kind of getting ahead, having better rotations. And sometimes it's like there's just this, you just can't catch up in time. And it kind of felt like this was one of those rounds where Heroic gained ground so quickly and OG just weren't able to control and slow down the right positions at the right moments. And all of a sudden, Heroic adjust in super like forward positions before OG can really respond. So, talking about their reactiveness, this wasn't one of the better versions of them responding to a play.
I think OG kind of messed up in terms of rotations. You kind of want to keep a person at upper at all times, especially if there's 4 or 5 people on the other team left alive. He's got to be sure to keep that upper anchor, because this map, people will lurk out hot. They'll lurk out squeaky door once they get kills on the other side of the map. And this is a great pause, because as a CT, you have to have your rotations down so you don't get snuck up like what Heroic just did in that upper bomb site.
Yeah, they got to clean things up there. That looked weirdly easy for Heroic to get onto that side, as you mentioned, Eric. The fact that they were able to just walk out of hut and find an opening kill like that, that is not the look you want.
It seemed like Barb maybe just like swung out squeaking like 1D someone in rafters or something like that. Was that because we didn't see that kill? So I'm like wondering if he just hit like an insane shot.
He snuck out the door and no one was there, so he called
and they already had outside control because of the kill Cadian got with the Tech 9 too, so they swung out of main. Yeah, all went well. All went according to the plan. Better than expected for Heroic. And they put OG in a really awful predicament. Valde here, it's the only rifle. He might be able to get some damage here. A dink, but that's not good enough. Upgrades from the FAMAS that he was carrying. And Heroic are in a fantastic position. You can see them holding the pace right now. They're just trying to see if is there going to be a response, some kind of a reaction. And they've also pressured the lower side quite heavily with that secret presence. So you would expect the CTs to rotate a player lower. Punish the info play against MBK, trying to get some idea of what they're doing. Heroic playing this really well, actually.
Clean up is clean.
Oh,
And it's suddenly getting very dirty. Well, that's good for 8 to 10k of damage from Issa at the very end. So that's something at least, but they are brocus pocus for this round. And it's a jolly good morning to Sapphire on the 1s and 2s. Heather, Gorozzo. Trying to find another word for the G. We had G unit. I can't think of another G.
Great.
I don't know, gangster.
She's great.
Gangster girl. It's the best I could do. It's not very good, but let's just move on swiftly, shall we? OG have got some pistols while they wait to be back on their next buy round. They've got presence outside, maybe looking to burst. Not with a flashbang, though. Just the odd pistol, a CZ and a P250. We have seen a rise of 5.7s again on CT loadouts, but still some CZs to be had. Caden will spot a few heads, a few domes to get cracked. To make outside on Nuke. And oh my god, it's proving very expensive indeed. Issa is down to 4 HP now. It might be difficult for OG to pick up a larger weapon beyond the Mac 10, but this is a very weird spot now for Heroic, because at some point they got to plant the bomb, and once they do that, they can't protect the weapons that are outside.
Yeah, it's kind of a... It's an awkward situation from that sense, because in theory, OG would want to just go and save these guns, but it looks like they may be trying to go for it. And, I mean, they will be buying next round regardless, but I feel like at the same time, no Kevlar, no kit, you know, no HP. Okay, so they were just tricking us. Because it's like, I feel like that's like an auto save, but it looked like for a second they were just like, let's do it.
I think in a 2-on-2, you want to see if you can get an easy pick at first, because then it'd be a 2-on-1, and that's a lot more manageable. But as you saw right there, OG was kind of feeling it out, seeing if they hear anything, or maybe a T would over push. But obviously, that didn't happen.
Yeah, if you're just gifted something, they'll go for it there, but this is definitely the wiser play coming out from OG, and it really helps out their economy. Going into the gun round now, they have 2 guns that are saved, and with how Issa started off, having an AK in his hands can be vital to the success of this OG side.
Yeah, AK on the CT side nuke is... Oof.
It's nasty.
It's really good.
It can be darn good. Allows you to take some fights you otherwise wouldn't even really consider.
Makes you wonder now the position Heroic are in, what round they have coming, because if they can break this buy, they're going to start getting a lot of momentum. Like they'll get to like a 5-1 scoreline most likely. They're playing with the outside smoke. It's a tiny gap though, and honestly, Tessus is lucky to be alive right now.
Do it again. Do it again. Oh my goodness,
And
MBK.
she's dead.
Oh, did you find a headshot on Borup
Yes.
also? That's crazy.
Yes.
Such good spam.
But it's a shame because it was quite avoidable had there not been a gap in the smoke.
Or if they were Neo in the Matrix.
Well, now they will take off another head.
As opposed to what Neopets.
Or Neo, the CS player.
Damn.
Okay.
Well, this is...
Borup's in trouble now, 10 HP versus 5 players. He has 1 minute to do damage. I think a bomb plant's out of the question at this point. He's drowned it like an 80s action movie. It's like the end of a Lethal Weapon film. And here come the Popo. Ringing bells like a boxing match outside.
You gotta say a one-liner after you get kills in the 80s movies, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very true, yeah.
You kill someone and
I'm out of one-liners, though.
You've been nuked.
That's all you
Alex, what you got? Here we go. A bit Duke Nukem.
You dare test me? That's what he said as he was spamming through that smoke. You thought that could stop me?
You've done this before.
He's
That's
a
my
voice
first.
actor.
No, that's my first time.
He's a
That's my
voice
first time.
actor. You see the enthusiasm in his voice.
So in that round we had Heroic doing a wall of smokes and just trying to walk the entire team down secret. and they had a gap in the smoke, and therefore lost the round. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
That was basically the summary of the last round.
Get spammed through smoke and lose. Sad life.
And that's not a good look, because we're saying as well, like that was a really important spot for Heroic to win the round, to win a round. But now OG are in a position where they can I would say that they have stabilized. Now they've got Heroic on the edge. Heroic don't have any money, so they're in trouble if they lose this one.
The setup from Heroic, I really like it. I think we can take it. Talk about it after this action happens.
Ooh. It's a big miss for Katie in there. Tagged down to 21 HP. But do OG know that these players were able to scale into Big Garage is the question. Because they're in some good positions now. All right, MBK's on the case, just like a detective. Finds the head of Borup. And he's looking to find a little bit more outside. This is such a tight angle. Wow. Okay, somehow he's able to see Cadian, but Cadian couldn't really respond. It's such an interesting angle. Shows just how deep maybe the map pool of OG could be, how well versed NBK is with that outside fight, and it really just looks like OG are picking them apart. Heroic aren't able to find any ground.
We've got 29 seconds to decide what to do. It's a weird spot for Caden with 8 HP. Does he just save and try to do some hero play in the next round? Might make the money weird though. 14 seconds. Surely they don't go for a plant here. I think it will just be throwing good money after bad, and indeed, Caden will back off, and Nico will try and hide in plain sight. So the next round will likely be a strange one. That's a very late peek there into AWP, so that loses the rifle at the very end, which is rough, but he may have been afraid of losing after time since they roughly knew where he was. So fair enough.
I want to talk about Heroic's outside setup in that round. So they tossed one of the red box smokes, like if they're doing the the outside smokes, but they only tossed one of them. Why? Because one, they want to bait nades, maybe Molotov, flash nades, whatever, but also to set up Cadian, who's off-being at that red box. Is right before he peeked into warehouse, they pop flash for him. And he was able to set up perfectly with only that one smoke kind of covering him from any mini play or CT roof play. So it's really strong initial setup by Heroic, I think. I think a lot more teams will be using that.
Well, they're going to try to first, but there's really nothing that they can do, I would say. Well, not nothing, but as you can see, it's pretty difficult to make a headway into a plant position. Some damage is possible, but looks like they'll have to settle with the 2 kills that they got. And it's an interesting start, because it felt like Heroic had a lot of opportunities to really run away with this, but their outside approach was, it kind of just fell really, really flat. In terms of the results at the very least. And OG haven't really looked back since achieving that success. This is a buy round that should hopefully sort of show us a change of approach, I think, from Heroic.
Oh, just ramp rush coming out from them. Oh, this might catch OG off guard. They were not ready for this. Oh, they have complete ramp control already, and now they're flying down towards B. It's just Valde to defend this. He has to come up big in this round, but he's only able to find one.
They really weren't expecting that, that's for sure. Yeah, you're right. It's an interesting spot, actually. There's a lot of retake utility for OG. They have secret control, and they're already spreading out to decon. So this is definitely a good look for a retake. It's going to be difficult, though. But again, MBK's got decon there. Heroic don't really have the best post-plant positions in the world, and they're about to be split from 3 different locations. There we go, the first kill will go to LXCB, taking down Cadian. Issa now challenging the control stairs. You know where Nico is. Oh, Nico can't find the follow-up, and well, there's not much time here. They don't, in fact, have enough time to wipe out everybody, and they survive with 3, and Heroic win the round. And I'm actually not sure if that's going to be helpful, because Heroic have obviously no money. It lost everybody. This actually might be worse for Heroic in the long run.
Yeah, even though OG lost the round, they got the guns, and also it's probably a big confidence booster knowing that they just retake a bomb site post plant situation, just pretty much annihilate Heroic. They just got unlucky with not being able to have enough time to defuse. Ooh,
Okay.
it's not fun.
Oh, the timing.
Not supposed to be
Cadian runs in with the auto shotgun, finds one, but quick on the trades are Issa and Valde. Stalin did get positioned towards that vent. And, oh, he doesn't commit towards lower, actually. All right, so Borup, he'll try to swing out that hunt position. Able to find just one, and that leaves Nico towards outside. Just a deagle on a gun round. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, but maybe it's all he needs. One deagle kill there. Oh man. And Montu finds him eventually, but an expensive round for OG, but they're happy about that win.
Yeah, certainly. And Heroic have so much work to do, and OG looking like they should claim their 6th round. We'll see a save from Heroic. I'm kind of wondering, you know, how many rounds OG feel like they need on their CT side. You know, how strong they feel their T side could be.
Their T side, before yesterday, their T side was historically better than their CT side, so I think they're already pretty cool with this.
Very cool. Nice. Auto shotty Alexi B trying to stack that money, stack that cheese.
He's swarming up with those multi-frags. That is a scary prospect from what we've seen on different maps.
See.
I like his portrait on the team lineup as well. He looks like he's like sings at people's weddings, you know? Looks like a nice guy.
Who, Issa, you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a wedding singer,
Huh.
huh? Is he a good singer? Do you know that if he's a good, like a karaoke?
It's not a question I generally ask people. I must be honest, Derek.
You should ask him. It'd be a fun conversation.
Borup has been eliminated early as Heroic get their spam game on. There's a lot of spam at the beginning of full buy round on Nuke, but Cadian's been taken out through smoke as well, so this is looking like another difficult round for Heroic. 3 versus 5 as Nico tries to make some inroads on the outside. Catches Mantu's current position, but again, oh, Mantu's getting very cheeky outside, and that's going to be a free kill for Nico. Maybe expecting a faster play towards Secret with the low numbers. Mistakes were made. Well, Testis has got a lot to do now. A difficult round from start to finish for Heroic. Just some early frags. It's one of those rounds, really. Just an exchange of spray, trying to compromise the positions of the CTs, and came off the worst. He's got 45 seconds though in a 1 versus 3. He's got most of his health. He has the bomb. He's got a smoke, so if he is able to enter into a bomb site, he can create some space if he gets a post plant. Quick look from Issa from CT vent. As you can see, he's not holding the angle, just looking every 5 seconds or so. Maybe a bit more, but Tessus has managed to slip past. 26 seconds, and Alexi B's got the auto shotgun by control. Playing a pretty tight angle. His close spray could be absolutely devastating. It will be straight in the head. Close casket funeral. 7 rounds for OG.
They could just put like a fake face on there, you know, if they wanted to.
I'm impressed with Alexi B's positioning that late in the round.
Playing it smart, you know. It's a 2 or a 1-on-3 situation. Stack a site. Have, you know, 1 person or 2 people upper and 1 lower. It's good. I liked how safe and textbook it was.
Oh no!
That's a mistake.
Nuts.
Team nade to start things off. Oh man, this is going from bad to worse for Heroic here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
On the scale of 1 to Scream, it could have been worse.
Yeah. Could have been.
I feel like we've seen this from Heroic from the past, where they get in these little funks where they lose a bunch of rounds, and it looks like it's sloppy play. It's like they're in a hurry or something. Instead of maybe slowing stuff down and try to whittle down the CTs on their ecos. Were they the team that turned the suck switch on?
They seem like they turned the shook switch on. They are shooketh. They're shook.
Too shook to look. Shook
Yes, they're having a hard time gaining any stable footing in seemingly the last 4 or 5 rounds. It's been some tough looks for them thus far. I'm not sure what they should even call. Maybe a set play just to take the guesswork out of things for the team.
I think they should keep abusing outside. Right now, OG has not been playing like CT spawn side with the AWP for the most part, and this also allows them to get fast with ramp rotator. So I don't think ramp is really the play unless you get that first peak or that first pick as a T. So if they're feeling that confident, that could be an option. But I think going outside, making the CTs rotate, trying to maybe play the mid game as a T is a lot more success on this map.
Yeah, a lot of the times they went outside, it kind of just looked clumsy. Their ability to just try to win the fights and take jewels and stuff and get the edges just kind of looks clumsy, and OG just took all of the edges away from them pretty easily. So I'm not sure what that is all about, but I do agree that should in theory be delivering much more than it has been for them. And if you don't have the option to really default outside successfully, or even sort of like most of the time successfully, you don't really have that much left on Nuke in terms of what just getting map control. Ramp is really the only other thing.
And I kind of like what Heroic is doing, but maybe it's too late in the round with these smokes, because they might leave them with... You still need time to work outside after you toss them. And with only 50 seconds left, they could be cutting it close.
NBK's position might be a problem. They did Molotov it, so they might think it's actually clear. Oh, that's good. Cadian's actually watching for that push, and that's really important because that position's gone unchecked too many times. And Issa's now looking for that info. Oh, actually catching, a couple there. Unawares to his position. And that's going to even up the numbers and really create some problems for the Danes.
Cadian and Stown have to get this done.
Oh
2v2.
my goodness.
Now it's just Stown. 1v2. There's still great utility on the side of OG, but how will these players play off of each other? It's Issa and Montu versus Stown. Stown has been a star for Heroic thus far, and he's going to have to come up with a huge 1v2 here. Issa is jiggling him so well. This is so much pressure that he's creating, and Stown knows that he's trying to make something happen, enable his teammate, but Stown playing around the silo, able to find one, but not the second. Great teamwork there from OG.
Yeah, good read from Stown as well as to what he had to do, but it's pretty difficult. And OG pick up the 9th rounds, and Heroic are in a lot of trouble here because it doesn't feel like there's any consistency behind the rounds that they have won. And the situation in the early game, in fact, when they had, I think, 4 rounds, when they first got to 4 rounds, they set themselves up into a really good position to take over the entire half. And it was kind of the sloppiness of their outside play that really seemed to throw it all away. But we'll see if they can find a recovery into the dying rounds of the first half. 5 or 6 rounds is definitely still a decent number. OG definitely looking comfortable, though, at the beginning of this series is a good sign for them. Nico already pressuring down towards control. That's so nice. LXEB falls. NBK spots a lot of players on the upper, go towards the upper bomb side here. It's just Issa left, and he's very exposed. Really nice round here, actually, from Heroic, the way that they pulled this one off.
Look how fast Mantu rotated the ramp to push with his teammate. It's a 2-on-3 situation, very doable for OG. But Heroic, they're set up for this. They're set up for the push, and Tessa takes out Mantu. They don't know Valde's there, but now they do. And I think Mantu's Valde's gonna try to save this op with 3 HP. It's gonna be difficult. But T's
Well, they've
probably
got
should
money, so oh well, there's 2 rounds to go. In fairness,
push. Yo, Valde's gonna die
I wondered
here.
if it was.
What are you doing, Valde?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's.
I wondered if it was worth trying
Think he-
to
Yeah.
just take some guns away from the opponent. Yeah, I'm sure he wants to take the AWP away, but I think there's
Little
a
does he
middle ground
know.
with Mantu on 16,000 HP to try and kill some of the T's. But anyway, here we are. Last round of the first half. Everybody can buy on OG. Maximum money. Broke with the 5 AK-47s. See, I think there was damage to be done there towards the end.
Yeah, even taking one gun away would have changed the possible buy.
See, Cadian's got $0 in the bank. A lot
Yeah.
of them would have been.
Zilch.
Yeah.
All right. Heroic looking to get one more round on the board. This is their map pick after all. Be a shame to have a flat half, but nice split play coming out from them. This is the Hundred Special, actually, and they whipped it up beautifully. Excellent mini split from them to get onto this A bomb site. Valde and Mantu left now. Molly may miss the mark, actually, leaving just Valde in the 1v3. There's a player Tetris to greet him, though, and that is Borup.
Well, 9-6 at the end of the first half. OG looking strong. Heroic have to find their feet. We'll have to see if they can do that after the break. Let's go, Heroic. Let's see if they can do it. They have 6 rounds. They're on the CT side. It's actually a pretty good end of first half scoreline, despite the fact that they did have a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But that is, you know, by and large because they won that second round force buy. So we'll have to see if they themselves can avoid such shenanigans from the OG side, as OG find themselves on now the T side. And as Alex mentioned, they certainly have a lot of comfort on this particular half, on this particular map. And Cadian has the comfort to get pretty aggressive days in the trophy room, admiring the shiny trophies.
The dualies. Those damn dualies.
Brr, brr, brr.
Those dualies are disgusting.
They look weird.
It does look weird.
The view model makes it a little odd. Oh,
Holding them so
Cadian.
close together.
Nice flank.
You only get one.
But only he's able to find one. Stown on top of the hut. Now spots the bomb actually out. Ooh, the
Dualies.
dualies betraying Stown there. But it leaves just Alexi B in the 1v3. 24 HP. 8 HP per opposing player. Will it be enough? He's able to find one. But he's not able to actually get the kill. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now it's 12 HP per
it's
player.
made the round for me.
Yeah. The Bardoff special.
That with egg whites.
What?
No, not quite. Just the P250 is all it takes to get Bardoff excited. But 15 seconds left. Alexi B approaching from the heaven position now. Does look like Tessus is on his angle. Oh, but he switches away. Chance here for Alexi B, but Tessus is able to recover.
Shooting the back of heads, sometimes hard.
When you buy the dualies, you deserve to die and fail. That's what you deserve.
They're just not that accurate, or some like the
Do.
people struggle with them a lot.
I'd rather buy a 5.7 than dualies if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, they're accurate.
Yeah.
At least it's really accurate, and you can spam it to a high degree.
I think like if people are coming out of the hut on a rush, and he's on top of the hut, the 5.7 will be fine. I want to say that the dualies will have a better headshot range, well, one-shot range on a pistol round, which may be partly why he brought them, so they're more dynamic. But again, you really have to respect that fire rate if people are like 100 units away.
Unit.
Otherwise, things can become awkward.
The dualies is awkward. Get it out.
100 units is not very far. That's like half a second of running.
That's
I
just
think.
a random estimate from me.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not-
so that's really close.
maybe
range.
more than 100. Let's say coming into mini, if you're on the
Okay,
hut,
okay.
at the back, at the other end, yeah. However many units that is.
Oh, they're like, you're going to smoke off the ramp? We don't care. We're going to go through the lockers. We're going to pilfer whatever you stored in your lockers.
Back to T-Sport, lads. This is weird. I bet they're like, what do we do now? They haven't seen anybody. Well, where do we go now? A show of hands.
They're They're
Show of
lulling.
blocks.
They're lulling the CTs to sleep, and then attack when they're about to close their eyes.
They're the crew.
They
They're
could get a
looking
bomb
for
plant
a
because Heroica
open restaurant.
Heroica avoiding losing a rifle here, so they could actually get a bomb plant out of this because there are so many to deal with now. If they have some urgency about this, but they're all going for the kill instead, and it's going to be a complete massacre. Now, 26 seconds. The bomb plant's the main issue here. They don't have any grenades to help them plant the bomb, and the CTs have rotated into position. So it may have been about the frags at that point, but that was a very interesting one.
Still
Oh,
pretty
they got some
good.
kills out of it.
Yeah.
Blitzkrieg right there, chasing that guy down. You can't fall back.
Look at Sapphire's hair. It looks exactly the same as it did yesterday.
That's crazy. The consistency.
That's the key to winning. It's consistency.
What if it's consistently bad though? Not Sapphire's hair, but in terms of winning.
Well, that's something you
Good
gotta
play.
figure out. You know.
Yeah. Change that consistency.
Yeah, bring out the notebook, the pad, the stats. Hire yourselves a lawyer. Turn it around.
Why do you need the lawyer now?
Yeah,
Eric?
what? How does that have to do with winning?
Is that a standard procedure? You just need a lawyer on call at all times?
It's just that
Yeah.
Reddit comment. Lawyer up.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, first advice anyone gets.
Yeah, be
Any
careful,
thread
you
about
know.
anything.
You can't, it's never too bad to be too careful.
Lawyer up, sheeple.
Well, we've got OG running outside with Alexi B. He is the only man outside, really, for his team. So just creating some pressure, and it feels like Heroic are respecting that. So we'll see if they will be able to defend the rat push that's coming, because they may read that there's more players outside than there actually is. And Nuke's going to take down Alexi B. And now Katie's kind of realized that, hang on, it's a bit quiet over towards ramp. And it looks like Heroic have actually rotated ahead of this push just in time. Tessus is going to spot it and get some damage. Katie's already down there. So they should be okay here, Heroic. It just depends on if Katie can just get at least a 1-for-1. Oh, and here we go. Storm there from Decon. It's going to certainly make life a lot easier for Cadian. And Cadian's just delaying forever there. That's perfectly done by Cadian. It's a really good work from him. That's how you play Nuke.
That was very satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
So OG, one of their weaknesses is when they do these 1-4 kind of fakes that we'll see on all the maps where Alexi B is kind of lurking around, tossing some nades, making noise, doing whatever. The key point is Alexi B cannot dive first. If he dives first, he's the linchpin of the strat, and everything kind of goes out the window at that point, and you have to rely on brute force picks in those kind of situations. And so, yeah, OG, Alexi B, maybe stay alive a bit longer on those fakes, and I think it'll work a little bit better.
All right. Scoreline tied up, though, 9-9. Heroic have brought it back, and they are on the favored side, so they probably think that this game is in their hands now. They have decent money on top of that, so this little half buy coming out from OG will be scary, but unless it's able to take 3 guns away, Heroic should be in good shape for the upcoming gun round. But we'll see if OG can do maybe more than that. A push coming out towards lobby early on. May offset that, but good hold from Nico there. Excellent shooting from him. Able to take down 2 players falling from the sky. He's looking for more, and oh, the tap at the end to find Valde as well. What a nice, nice parting gift between the 2 players.
Through the corner of the wall. Yeah, you know, I started a song there, but I just couldn't get to the second line of the lyrics.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was headed, but we'll workshop that one.
I ran out of gas, man. I had 2 coffees today, damn it.
Have a third one.
If you were at the studio, you could have unlimited monsters.
Unlimited, James.
I do like the white monster. It is my monster of choice.
I've been liking the T ones a lot.
T1s are... Yeah.
T1? I haven't had a T1.
Yeah, I
just
never
go
even
for the
knew
white
about
ones every
them.
time.
Well, you changed it up, James. You got to live life. Stop living in a box.
Tastes just like green tea. The green tea one, it's actually amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's excellent.
I'm drinking the coffee one that tastes like coffee.
There you go.
Send me a fridge, monster. Where's the fridge at?
My second one. I'm
Give me the fridges.
running through the first map.
Give me the fridge. Give me the fridge.
James the Fridge Bardoff.
He does need a nickname. Oh, nice pick there from Alexi B. really weakening this upper defense. Good flashes coming out as well. Oh, Borum, so good to dodge those in time, but he's only able to pick up 1 kill for his efforts. It's Nico on the site, and he's quickly traded out. Issa is coming alive in this round with 2 already. Can he find more?
Doesn't need to really. For OG, and they're kind of it's looking really good for them right now. Like they're able to really get the entries precisely as they need them. We can see there, for example, like it would make all the difference if Borup gets 2 there on Hut, for example. Like, you know, sometimes you're going to lose your teammate, but just those extra edges that OG are getting, and or let's say that the lack of that just 1 extra frag from Heroic so far is really making a huge difference. And OG are finding these spots to just burst really in a really coordinated manner, like very easily so far. And here's another pick, opening pick. Alexi B just lurking out. Oh, that's so insane from Alexi B. That's hardly fair. That is.
Lead by example.
That's not cool, man.
Hey, Issa.
Meanwhile, we've got to push towards the ramp. I think there may be some flames there. Now there certainly will be towards that Hell position. And Heroic are not far from Hell, theoretically speaking, because they don't have all the money in the world if they lose this round. Already down 2 players. It's a very critical situation for them. Got Tessus backing that ass up in the B bomb site. And Cadian's creeping with the AWP, trying to bring the game to OG as they slow things down.
I wonder if they'll try to go for that heaven play. They know that Alexi B knows he got 2 picks on the upper site, one of them being a player who was a heaven guy. So they could definitely read it as a solid push, but they are pressuring the lower site still. It's just Tessus down here with a FAMAS. Tessus is a nasty player to be up against, but it's a lot of firepower here from OG marching in together. That's a nice first kill. Trying to isolate those 1v1s. Tessus is doing a good job, but he can only do so much. The Arcadian touched by the flames as he tries to take a shot, and it's awkward here for Heroic. The bomb is now down, planted, taking away, and the post-plant positioning for OG is really good. So, respecting that, Heroic will decide to back away and save their guns. But her OG, another round for them. Their second round of the half.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Alexi B has been a menace at that door position in the last 2 rounds, finding opening picks in both. One on Nico at mini, and the other seemingly through smoke, finding a double entry. Actually, that second kill was just bonkers, and I'm really impressed with his individual performance, but I have to question if that's replicable, given the fact that now Heroic, they should be on to him. They should recognize that he's been pressuring this spot and that he will likely try to keep fighting it. So will Alexi B change up his approach entirely, or will he keep going for seconds? Is he going for more?
Seems like Alexi B's the type of guy to adjust and have a full game plan, so I would not be surprised at all if he changes things up to be, you know, just give a different look for Heroic. The anti-adjuster.
Counter the counter.
Beautiful.
I was going to say, like, I think the point you're making about how well Alexi B has been doing in terms of lurking the squeaky position and creating pressure there is something that we really missed from Heroic on their T side. We didn't really have that player,
Right.
and given the fact that they also failed outside, it kind of left them with a game where they had no pressure on the CTs.
So the counter should be from Heroic to put Cadian at the door, but if OG know that, they should just ramp rush because they know that that position is going to be weak. And it doesn't look like OG gambled that, but it would have just been Tessus with no rotator in sight.
Cadian may have been spotted down to 50 HP.
What are you
Spray we find
doing?
Tessus
Greedy.
Well, that,
waiting for some kind of indication before throwing the smoke, and indeed that does cost you so much when it goes wrong. Minute 20 on the clock, and OG have presence outside and control of the ramp. Some bursts from Nico will finish off the job and take NBK out at the very least. So the numbers are tied, but this really compromises their positions all over the map.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know in what Tessus is looking for there, because it does kind of maybe he's expecting a flash or something, perhaps, as that's the only indication I could possibly see that he could be waiting for. But there is, yeah, clearly a risk.
So lucky.
That's just not normally
Clear
the
and
position.
present danger.
Yeah.
Available now on VHS.
Does he normally play the ramp position?
I'm pretty sure he does, but that was just a weird spot in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just holding your nade out in the choke point like that. No, thank you.
Oh, wow. Alexi B is doing it all for OG right now. He finds the 3v3. And he's putting so much pressure on Heroic from Heaven now as well. This is so hard for Heroic to read. But Cadian, thankfully, is towards lower, able to find Valde. Just 10 seconds remain, but oh, Montu! The trade comes out, and the plant as well. Can Stown find anything through the smoke, though? He's able to get Alexi B, leaving just Montu here. Both players approaching him, and he finds the spray!
That
Did
off
Cadian pull a
angle.
grenade out?
Yes, yes, he did.
He can't have known about the time, man, because surely he never pulls a grenade out there unless... I don't know, that's rough. That's rough.
Ooh.
It's a nice wide swing. I mean, you can't deny that. But that's just unlucky for Heroic to both be looking away from the spot he's at because that's where they toss flashbang. He's right there in that spot.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of the forward off angle.
They played it right. You gotta take them out. You gotta be aggressive. Take to their face.
Yeah.
Face.
So that's one thing as well to people that don't know. One of the purposes of off angles is to counter the expected spot the opponent will be pre-aiming. That's kind of, you're kind of trying to take angles. If the opposing players all hit more consistently because of good crosshair placement, an off angle is to deny good crosshair placement. That's another way to look at it.
Ooh, Issa. Give him the ecos. Pad the stats. Brag to your friends.
Yes, let's go. Take them all.
I'm better than my
Perception is
teammates.
reality. Get those eco frags.
That's why they need a star or an eco frag list on the stat page.
Eric, if you could have a robot body, would you do it? If you could place your consciousness into some kind of cybernetic
Look what I would do.
being, would you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Nice.
I think.
Are you fantasizing about being in the television, Dan?
You are. Now I'm just curious what Eric would do with his newfound powers.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd probably do it when I'm like 60 years old. When I get that range, I want to walk.
But the
or
powers
run.
depend on the type of machine, right?
But I can always upgrade it. Maybe 10 years, I have a better arm. You never know.
But what if you don't have a choice? What if you because when I was about 10, my dad bought me a remote control tank, but which only went forward and left. What if your consciousness was put in that? What if you drove into a wall? You'd be stuck.
James, but that's the
But
bad
arguably
part.
forever.
That's obviously that's not good. But I'd be able to upgrade, right? You can eventually upgrade that tank to something more.
There was no upgrade
You
for that
chose
tank,
not
man. That
to.
tank went
You
in the
chose
bin.
to toss it in the bin instead of trying to upgrade it. Am I wrong?
That was a piece of crap tank. You would have been depressed. Depressed consciousness. OG are 3 rounds away from victory here on Nuke. Good spot for them. And again, Lexi B has indeed been... he's been doing a lot, man. He's out there. Like Skadoodle. He's out there.
He's a
It's
disruptor.
a reference.
Alexi B's
It's a major reference, man.
Oh.
He was like... Someone asked him if he had anything to say to the opponent. He's like, I'm out here. That was it.
Okay.
Very Scott-like to say. Man of short words sometimes.
Short words or few words?
Man,
because
I think all the words have the same height, you know.
Oh.
When those words are 2 syllables or less. That's
Yeah.
it.
This is looking promising for OG. That's a really important frag from Mantu. That's going to unlock the ability for OG to plant and play a post plant together.
Oh, what?
Nico falls through the Molotov there. Might have a chance to do something for Heroic to get them into this bomb site. He will lose a teammate though. Oh, here's a follow-up spray. It's not going to land on the target. And that's 14 rounds for OG. Looking pretty straightforward right now for OG, despite the scoreline being somewhat close. It does and has, for the entire game, felt like OG is in control.
Yeah, and it shows the strength of OG. If you give them time and a day ahead of time of who they might be playing, they come up with a really good game plan. So I'm thinking that OG might be a little weaker in tournaments where they have to play multiple best of threes instead of just one, having time to set up. That's my guess.
Alexi B has been a step ahead of Cadian in terms of calling for a lot of these rounds. It feels like Heroic's always trying to find the adaptation to stop the OG play, but it's the OG play from the previous round, not the current OG play. That being said, Heroic just, you know what, say screw the game plan, lobby crunch, and it looks pretty effective thus far, 5v4 for them. But will they be able to convert it, though? They've had a difficult time, it feels like, in some of these situations, especially since OG is doing a great job evading them, going down secret.
NBK's done a great job of showing presence towards Hell. He has got the attention of almost the entire remainder of Heroic, breaking the glass, and they know that they could be compromised above A. So they think it's going to be an A play. Oh, but he's lost the rifle as well. So now we're going to have a 5v3 retake situation, which, oh no, they were heading towards A. So NBK kind of did his job baiting them in towards the A bomb site, but OG have maybe outthought themselves here. We'll see how it works out. Well, not going to work out very well with Visa getting taken out. Now we're in a 2 versus 4. Plenty of rifles being lost, and I think they've outmaneuvered themselves here, OG. That's a great flick from Mantu, but how on earth does he survive this round? I think he needs to pick up an AK, but he can't know how low these players are. 30 seconds on the clock, and I don't think anyone's going to give him too much here. They just need to defend the bomb sites with the time being low. There's plenty for them to collect from this round with regards to the rifles and so on. So I don't think they'll be interested in hunting and give him something, but it looks like he will be trying to hold on to the AWP. Maybe not. That was an unusual one. I feel like NBK was trying to sell them a threat around Hell and the A bomb site, but then they kind of headed there.
Yeah, felt like they could have outmaneuvered them if they had only known what we did. I think the fact that NBK didn't receive any type of pressure back for such a long time baited OG into a false sense of security surrounding that position, but that
good observation.
That's you would think that they would prod towards lower a little bit, but that just wasn't the case. So okay, Heroic able to find one off the back of a lobby crunch and a good mid-round position. Now OG, how will they respond? Good weapons from both sides. In fact, complete buys.
I want to see a ramp rush. That's what I want to see.
That's a T.
Ramp rush from OG. Get someone to lurk outside. See if they can make their way down secret. Fall out of the ramp rush.
I have a feeling Cadian will play a little bit more passive outside, so he'll be quick to rotate in case of a ramp rush here. We'll see. Looks like he's just playing Heaven now, actually.
Hey, what do you guys think of Molotov doing less damage overall? I mean, maybe cost a little bit less.
I'm okay with where they're at.
Yeah, I think the CTs have the luxury of area control, so the extra cost kind of works.
Just miss rushes, straight up barbarian style, head first.
Wow. Oh my god, that's a huge kill. Alexi B making it look really comfortable right now, way too comfortable. Cadian there doesn't expect the pacing out of NBK, and it's all that Nico can do to get a kill on outside to just keep his gun in his hands for now and into the next round. But again, it just seems the ease of OG getting the positions that they want. It seems like such a stark contrast to when Heroic was playing their T side. For Heroic, it felt like they really had to fight tooth and nail for all their positions.
Yeah, they've just fallen off a cliff here, man.
Yeah,
they got the first 4 rounds, and then they've just gone missing after that. It's very, very underwhelming.
Suck switch. Turn it off.
Yeah, I totally agree. It seems like OG had a say in everything that Heroic wanted to do on their T side. OG had a say in it. Like, they were able to take some spam shots, get some pressure in some respect, able to throw some nades, they can get rotations in. OG made them fight for everything. Whereas Heroic on this CT side, they're not really finding ways to make OG really fight for some of the important spots that they need as much, it feels like.
It feels like OG are just finding these entries so cleanly. The way that Alexi B was able to instantly headshot Testis on that lower bomb site, that's just it's just a great shot being rewarded. It's weird how maybe Tessus was a little bit exposed in that position, not playing as tight as he could have, or that anchor style to stay alive. But OG, yeah, it's like you said, it feels like they can just run at them in a lot of circumstances.
Vale watching for the push there in the trophy room, whilst the rest of the team make their way outside. Actually doing a pretty good job of mixing things up, and ooh, Nico, that AK, can he find the tabs? It looks like he can't. They're not gonna give him an easy shot. I have to be so careful. If Nico gets value out of that position, it's definitely a problem. Nico will tap down MBK. This is looking a little bit more labored here for OG. Struggling to get in. Good defense from Heroic. Starting to hit some of their shots now. Looks like they may take this round away unless Mantu can find some really insane stuff. But it feels like
damage impact is a factor here as well, though. Even if he can't win the round, like, he can really just ruin them for the next rounds and make it easier for them to win in the rounds to come. Because for the most part, well, not for the most part, actually. Their money's a bit rough as well on likes of Issa, NBK. Game on. Oh, no, that's a massive whiff from Cadian. And with 10 seconds, he probably can't plant the bomb because there's just not enough time for Borup to be taken out. But he made it expensive.
He sounds so concerned.
Cadian's been missing some tripwire shots in this match that does not bode well for Heroic moving forward. He's such an important part of the team, and he puts so much pressure on his own shoulders. And when that happens, you can see the result of it with some shots that you really just...
He should be getting 20 from 20 there, right?
Yeah.
In that situation.
Yeah.
It should be hitting that 100% of the time.
Yes. Yeah. That was just a walk peek into his angle.
Maybe there was he was looking at the radar or something.
Yeah.
Overflick.
Should be 20 from 20.
Trying to just make sure everyone's in the right position or something. It's the curse of being an Opera IGL. You need to focus on what's in front of you, on your scope, on that crosshair, but sometimes you just shift your eyes, avert your gaze for a split second, and that's right when you're peaked.
That's bad comms, then. It was a 1-on-3 or whatever, or 1-on-4 situation.
It's, 1-on-3.
You don't even have to even look at radar at that point. You just talk to your team and say, oh, I'm watching here, I'm watching this. And then instantly, you should know.
I think, admittedly, Mantu burned so much clock that it allowed him opportunities. Like, he could have went all the way back to lobby, and so Cadian probably thought about that for a second, that, shoot, he could actually flank us, because no one's in a position to watch that. So even though their comms can be good, it's just he might have been thinking, maybe I should switch positions. It's rough.
It's a very fair analysis. How dare you with your equitable analysis. Ooh. LXCB once again finding those openings, able to take down Nico. The pace outside is pretty quick. Tessus in an important position, but we see LXCB doing some climbing around the outside position. And there's so much pressure on Heroic now. This could be it. They might be out of this first map before you know it. Down 4 against 5. Not really with the ability to really challenge the ground that's been gained by OG so far. And it's a little bit scary, I have to say. An upper split would be pretty devastating with the positions that OG have available to themselves right now. The main smoke that's just got refreshed will buy some time for Heroic to figure out what to do here, but maybe it's up to Cadian. Instead, there's another whiff from Cadian. That's unfortunate. Might get some more opportunities here, though. Oh, he's going to be pressed. Good shot from Cadian. The reset's in, but there's so many players oncoming. Good defense coming through here from Heroic. Looks like just in the nick of time. Cadian's teammates will swing in for the support. Some damage from Mantu. Does he have the bomb? He does not have
He hasn't
the
got time, anyway. He's running away. That was really crazy because Cadian didn't have anybody to help him on the ramp as well. So the fact he even survives there is wild. I think OG had somebody in heaven as well. And Tessus was in lobby, not finding anybody. That was a very uneasy round for Heroic, and it's pretty impressive they came out on top of that.
This sets them up very nicely to reach OT now, though. As we saw versus Heroic and Fnatic yesterday, the way that this kind of ended up, where one player saved a gun on the 28th round, and then they had to do some weird, messed up mix buy on round 30, and then they weren't able to close it out in regulation, which allowed Fnatic to come back. This is kind of the same position that OG are in now, where their buy is going to be really wonky next round because they won't have an op on Montu, unless they, I guess NBK could drop one if they get a plant, but there's Montu down, and there's no strong win condition in this round for OG now.
Nice.
Here we go. Not too late to warm up for Cadian. It's a nice target practice. Get the derp out in the eco round for the potential rounds to come.
What's really strange is that even though OG have looked so much better, they could still end up losing this Nuke game, which would be an insane boost for Heroic, who it feels like have been out of sorts for the duration of this game so far. Let's get that snap. Oh, that's a bad angle, it seems. So that's one of those spots where you got to know your angles. That's the right eye versus left eye and the distance advantage and so on. Playing against KDN completely. All right. Heroic need just one more.
Okay, you got the op. Jeez, that was. I thought that was going to be close. That was important because they couldn't afford one. Sorry to cut you off.
If you're OG, you're noticing that Nico's playing outside a lot by himself. Cadian was out there last round, but I expect Cadian being maybe a different spot this round, maybe towards like Heaven or like CT spawn for fast rotate. But with that one person outside takes become pretty powerful in terms of if you're able to scale towards the warehouse and CT spawn, that CT has to get a serious amount of help in order to survive. So at that point, it becomes a meta game, taking CT spawn or taking down lower if you want to take outside. I don't know, man. OG has been looking like a lot of the stuff they were doing has been working. It's just Heroic just hitting their shots now towards the end of the half, making it close, making it competitive.
What's Mantu going to carry into this round? I don't see an AK on the floor, and he hasn't bought Kevlar yet with his 2800, so there will be shortcomings, and it will be the Desert Eagle.
Team player, get the nades. Fraggers can get nades too, guys.
Well, there wasn't much else he could buy. In fairness, Alexi B, and it's got to find an entry here. He's been such a thorn in the side, and there'll be fire sent his way, but he'll avoid most of it. So he has some position, which could come into play later on. Now he will have an angle on Heaven once that smoke has gone. In the meantime, his teammates are pushing into the hut position. NBK, so far so good. Instant trade. So look at the turnaround from Heroic. Putting more players in this A bomb site. There goes the Deagle, leaving Valde in a 1 versus 4. Oh, the timing. Caden with the pistol moving forward, I think. You have to wonder, in a 1v4, does he need a pistol out there? I'm not sure, but Valde has some position now. That was a lot of position actually just conceded by Cadian, which gives Valde an entrance onto the B bomb site and more potential 1v1s. We'll go past control. He has a minute on the clock, but limited movement now. He's got to commit to a bomb plant soon, I would imagine. That is a big gamble. Makes his way into decon. He's avoided the control position. Plenty of rotation now. Bombs planted for him, but he can't stop it from going to overtime.
Interesting. What do you make of this? Again, OG have looked way more comfortable the entire game of Nuke, yet Heroic have managed to grind their way to a 15-15 scoreline. That means that both sides were able to, well, it was a 9-6 for OG on their CT side and a 9-6 for Heroic on their CT side. So very, very even in terms of the scoreline. But we'll have to see which team is going to step things up here now as we enter overtime 1. And again, I feel like OG have found more comfort, but they haven't managed to close it. So I don't know how you predict this one. But Katie's going to take the initiative. He's got that AWP. Looking for that pick into lobby. Looks like it'll be mostly an outside effort though from OG, so Cadian's not going to get too much action.
into action.
I feel like they've been stumbling heroic, but I think they're warming up as this continues. Mistakes here and there, but generally getting sharper and sharper. And maybe that's a danger for OG, especially as over time the tides don't change immediately. They continue where they left off, so that may be to Heroic's advantage. But OG are making inroads towards the lower area. NBK holding the rotation. We've got Cadian being active as well. There'll be a meeting of the minds here. Going to deliver that shot just about. NBK lost as well as they plant the bomb on B.
Yeah, so they lost both their lurks now, OG. We'll have to see if the 3 players who were together to try to get this lower side plant will be able to hold this down. Losing Alexi B, but Issa and Mantu are left. And it's a 2 versus 5. This is going to be so hard. Mantu takes down Nico, holding off 2 more players. Issa has 2 players to deal with as well. Mantu is performing excellently at the moment, but unfortunately, no position on the bomb. He knows it. He'll keep the AWP alive. It's a pretty crazy round because if one of the lurks of OG, one of the 2 lurks, the outside and the lobby lurk, if one of those 2 lurks would have won their respective 1v1s, OG probably win the rounds or have a
100%.
really good favor to do that.
Yeah, OG really outpositioned Heroic towards the beginning of that lower take. There was no one from Heroic even near the lower bomb site. I think OG taking a little bit too long allowed Heroic to pick them from the ramp room. Top of the flanks, not getting kills.
That was a surprising result to the round. If you kind of just showed the radar there, where the OG players are versus where the Heroic players are when that bomb is initially planted, you think OG almost surely win this.
Yeah.
But everything that went wrong for OG kind of could have in the span of 10 seconds to start things off. That bomb plant. Well, it looks like OG will be going for that deep outer wall smoke again, but this time they won't actually play off of it. They'll actually look to do what seems to be an upper hit. They've scouted out Stown at this point. Good utility going in this direction, tags him very low. And now it's up to Borup on the bomb site, but towards ramp, there's actually a big push. Nico comes out with a nice spray, looking for more, but it's Tessus to support him, and he does even better. 2 kills for him, 3-on-2 situation. Valde trying to get his team back into this round, is able to find Tessus eventually, but do they know about Cadian towards lower? He already has excellent position towards this control window. Should be good for 1 kill here. Oh, he doesn't shoot! Cadian missing that one, and then he's naded out of the spot. No way! And now that just leaves Borup.
But
They did so well in the lobby with the bait set up. The T's trying to punish the reload, only to get into this situation. Borup knows it was fake now as Valde goes to the plant again. Look at the time on the clock. Oh, he's going to take the bait and close the door politely. And that leaves Mantu in a very awkward position. He needs to act fast, looking for a rifle, but can't pick it up in time. 6 seconds for this bomb to be planted. Borup opens the door to bait, but Mantu will commit to the bomb plant.
Oh,
V1 now. He's still got
shot.
AWP straight in the face. Sends his eyes into space.
What?
That was great from Mantu. Borup as well. It's one of those spots, you know, is at this level as well. It's hard to know if the player you're up against, if when they have no time to fake it, does that mean that they will fake it at the pro level? And so Borup kind of gambled on the fact that Mantu actually might be faking that there.
This was sick.
Yeah.
That was devastating. Tessa swinging out like, I got a full clip, bitch. Drops the bomb and everything, and they still turn it around.
Once again, Lexi B here, nuisance towards this squeaky position. As always, trading it out though towards the RAB position though will allow quick access by OG. Although down a man, they have position to work with, so probably a trade that they will be happy with. However, there is a CT on the lower side of things. In fact, there's many CTs now down there, but it's Mantu again that is doing delightful work. Oh, seeing the hand. And now it's up to Borup once again. 1 versus 3. Isador. Oh, so close. There we go. 17-16 in favor of OG at the end of the first half of overtime 1. I mean, you called overtimes, Alex, but you've called it for map 2, I think.
Yeah.
So
You're a liar.
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh yeah,
He's
you're
alive.
right. You're right.
Could be
Wow.
could be right with both. Don't know being here. It's
You're not a liar.
It felt like Heroic had advantages actually in 2 of the. They did have advantages in 2 of those CT side rounds. They just weren't able to convert. There was a 3v2 in the second overtime round, and there was at least a 5v4 briefly for them in the third. But OG showing a lot of resilience in the rounds. They are able to bring some tough situations back into their favor. And they were able to accomplish 2 rounds when they needed the most.
They have alligator's blood.
I don't think reptiles have very resilient blood. They're cold-blooded, so they're actually just victims to the elements.
They've survived for 300 million years. They're survivors.
He's got a point there. But it might not be solely based on their blood. Who knows? I'll drink some, see if anything happens.
Yeah, there we go.
This smoke's about to go.
That's
and
wrong.
OG will need to reposition carefully. Alexi B rising. He's got a very superior angle to Tessus there. That's one to put in the notebook. Very smart from Alexi B, who continues to be a thorn in the side. Elite flashbang as Heroic make their way downstairs. Borup trying to play off of his teammates, trying to hold that vent down. You can see he's holding down multiple jobs now as Heroic look to plant the bomb on B.
4 versus 3 here for OG. Very quickly into a 2 versus 2 as the kills come out from either side. Mantu and Issa in the clutch. It feels really, really good for OG whenever Mantu's alive. Both players around the control position. There's not much in the way of utility here to really create cover for OG. They're going to have to hit the shots. Mantu goes down as well, just getting poked and prodded at. Issa not in a position to really do too much in terms of the trade, but he somehow finds an angle on Cadian, and he's actually covered for this. Oh, maybe not, Issa! Oh, no time. Great save from Nico. That's that's a close one. 17-17 as Heroic pick up the rounds, tying it up, and we're looking to the first team to reach 19 rounds. So it's one of these teams will have to win 2 in a row here to have a shot at winning this.
Yeah, OG failing to have a person that lower bomb site, at least remotely on time. I feel like they thought it was going to be an upper rush, but Heroic catching everyone on OG off guard by sprinting down those vent.
Storm. Oh, he
Down
makes
the
it
vent
down.
he goes. Yeah, he's
Clean.
race carring, man. He's on that e-scooter. He's got the helmet, the elbow pads, safety first and all that. He's got the high visibility. He's got the
Still got the
blinkers
one
on.
wheel.
Ooh, Lexi B tries to
Alexi B.
tail him. Taken out for that.
Heroic have the 5v4.
Wow.
Nico able to just sidestep those bullets.
It's like a cartoon.
He's looking to stop the bulk of the push. And he might be quite successful because maybe they'll actually reroute themselves towards the upper side. They still have that option, actually. There's only one player on the upper side right now, so that would actually be the best move. Heroic don't have that information. They have to work through with a lot of guesses, but they do have a player in secret at the top of the secret, and they've got a player who's in control already. So they're looking to favor that lower bomb site. Quite the maneuver after, you know, pressuring towards ramp. Now they're all the way down secret. OG wondering what's going on. There's 20 seconds left. Oh no. They may have left this too late. Oh dear. 10 seconds to plant the bomb here. Cadian, he might just have time to get this down. Oh, can't draw the gun in time. And that will go to OG.
I was a little worried for Man 2 in that spot with AWP. That's definitely an uncomfortable spot, especially you have to look up and out the doors consistently.
I thought Heroic were gonna go through mini. Then
Right.
They just ran into the stack. There was such good positioning for OG here. This was a great read from OG. They gambled towards lower though. They were able to find some great damage to enable that 2v1 to commence. Puts Kadian in such a tough position. And OG just found the right amount of information for that one. Kadian, though, aggressive towards outside, but he'll be stopped by Montu. 1-for-1, though, is the trade. And NBK throwing an excellently timed volley to catch these players off. But, oh, man, Heroic, they're just swinging for the fences on this round. And it's looking good for them, though, thus far. Valde, though, with a monster spray down at that control door position, will create a 2v2 situation. Stown already on the bomb site, though, is able to find the final two.
Valde does such a good job, and then he's just running around pretty casually. Should have saw that he got the bomb. Maybe played a little more conservative with his teammate.
Suppose he didn't hear the door? I don't know. I'm just trying to...
I mean, like, you don't have to make any crazy moves in a 2-on-2, right? You just keep it simple, hold an angle. You had the bomb. I'm pretty sure he saw the bomb drop.
Oh. Do you know the KISS rule, Eric?
The KISS rule?
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. I say that all the time, but I didn't realize it's called KISS rule. Acronyms, you know.
Look at this Mac 10 coming out from Nico. There should be an upper play. There should be an upper rush coming out from Heroic here. Oh, ramp rush. All right. One rush. One rush.
Oh, talking of denied. Valde with a huge denial of service. Service will be restored though as they make their way down to the lower bomb site.
That is a meaty Molotov. It literally has beef, half wine.
It's marinated.
And that's going to be a problem for them to deal with in the short term, but they'll create a window. Oh boy, well, that's really come up trumps for them. Now they're on a 4 versus 2 in this first round of the second overtime of the first map of our first series today. Plenty of numbers there as the CTs have to get their skates on a little. Well, there's the trade now. They've got position. Borup has 2 more kills to get. Now, how can they 2v1 him from this position? 1 will be enough. Mantu with the crouch peek, and OG will be the first to 19.
The first number 1.
I thought Mantu was going to go above him and then just drop on him with a knife out or something. That would have been epic.
Surprise, motherfucker.
What now? 19 to 18. I think OG will be really disappointed if they lose this map.
Yeah, they've played excellently.
Nico on 33 kills. Top of the scoreboard. Trying to create some presence outside for Heroic. Mantu in that position towards Secret though with the AWP, so he's very scary. Eventually, if there's, he might find a tell or some kind of information of some description that will allow him to reposition or go aggressive. Does drop the smoke as well, which is really annoying, and you can see at least a slight gap. So if they jump down to the main roof, he gets a tag. That's actually awesome.
This is James Bardoff smoke.
What
right
an
there.
awesome smoke.
That's a nerdy smoke. Because the T's don't know if anybody's watching the cross, which someone actually is from Mini, so they can't really just go close to that smoke for free. And starting to play their own game now. Alexi B is low as well as Tessus on the other side, but there's plenty of activity here from Heroic. Alexi B's got to be careful because well, there's a lot of people creeping all over the shop, but they're going to have to entry a site eventually. Storm's been taken out in the meantime, and Heroic are heading towards heaven, and that clock is starting to run low.
Yeah, it's an upper split. It seems like it could be a good shout, but there's a pretty huge stack here. 3 players. OG are ready for this. It's about hitting the shots now as the challenges come through. Issa gets baited pretty heavily there, which forces him to whiff quite a lot of bullets. So it's good work by Tessus, who is the one to get the kill. But a 4 versus 4 with 15 seconds for the plum to be planted. This is going to be very tough indeed for Heroic as they try to gain position, gain ground, but the bomb's now down on the ground without anyone to carry it to its plant position. Nice shot by Kadian, but it's all too little, too late. And OG, already 2 of 2 rounds in this second overtime, 2 more. And that's the score to get them off across with the win and move on to the next map.
Yeah, just late split from Heroic there, stopped in its tracks by OG. Interesting approach from OG. Usually you would see a team in that kind of crunch push towards lobby, but they just hold their ground with 3 on the bomb site. And it's a bold play. You lose a lot of information, but it's a hard read. And when it works out, it looks so good. And, oh, what is this? A gap in the smoke for Heroic here? Doesn't seem to matter. Nico just swings out in front of the smokes, takes out NBK. A little bit anticlimactic there. But,
Look at the
maybe
gap.
that's on purpose, yeah.
Look at the gap, guys. Look at it.
Stare at it. Look at it.
It's a magician. Misdirection. Oh, that's a lot of things.
If that's on purpose, this is such a sick call from Heroic to bust out in this kind of round. Little pocket strat for them. Alexi B and Issa now, though, in the 2v5. Will try to bring it back, but this is looking so difficult. Molly will be what eventually ends Alexi B there, and it's just Issa now.
Just Issa now. What's he got in the tank? Is he going to save? I'm glad that they changed the spawns on this map, because there was a lot of additional running that just seemed so unnecessary that they did remove. Issa's able to pick off one as a second. It feels like you might have a good chance of this. Oh, actually playing the headshot position. Good attempt, but it's going to be 20 for Heroic. Again, 22 is the score that these teams are looking for to close this one out in overtime. 21 is the score of the loser. Not the actual loser, but you haven't won yet. So does that make you a loser? I guess not.
In a way.
What? 21 is the score of the loser?
Yeah, because you have to tie.
Where did you learn English? What kind of, what are you even saying? What does that mean?
Just making stuff up. That's how this job works.
All right. Well, let's see if we can right the ship here in round 40. Caden with an unusual smoke outside. However, it won't save him. It's not a brick wall, as Issa will prove with his science.
Ooh.
5 on 4 now for OG with a minute 30 on the clock.
This is an interesting look for OG here. These smokes are a little bit unusual. They might not expect Tessus from that angle, and he's able to pick up one because of his spot. Oh, nice counter smoke to delay these OG players, but Alexi B just swings right under it here, catches him out, and a good swing from Issa as well does deal with that outside player. Now just 3 members from the Heroic side, and they're split up. Stown and looks like Nico have to try to create something from this position because Borup is on an island towards this A bomb site, and he really needs some help. He is sweating bullets over there. There's so many positions that he can be approached from. Thankfully for his life in the present, it doesn't look like anyone will be challenging him. It will be a B hit. And Nico tries to find this planter, and he does actually get the kill. Although a quick trade across the board from OG. They were in command of that round for the entirety of it, and they're able to nicely convert.
They weren't scared.
Yeah, they were fine. They were
just hanging out, you know.
Yeah, Heroic was on the back foot from the very beginning.
One more round for OG. That's all they need. And they'll be in a position of victory. They'll be ahead one map in the series. And looking to close things out on their map choice, everything will be oh so lovely. But can they get there? Heroic have been quite annoying, I have to say, and I think quite surprising in their resilience here. So we can't count them out at all, especially not on the CT side. Storm, that surely will be heard. Oh, crouching there, finding the legs and shooting the heads. Oh, the push comes through. It's not a good look here for OG. They are struggling on this one. I don't know that they'll be able to find a way to turn this around. Look at the hopelessness there for Issa as he spins around trying to find at least one opponent as he gets shot from every angle. Valde, we've seen him 1v5 on this map. There we go.
I thought it was safe to convert a game point. They've missed another one. I'm wondering how many game points they've had now, OG. They had at least 3 in normal time. I think they had 1 last overtime and 2 this time. It's a fair few.
I think Heroic were on the map point last time. think they had the advantage.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's been a long game.
There's been a few game points here for OG, and here is another one.
I think you're right about the 3 and 2 here. So I think 5 attempts for OG. All right, upper hit again. Stown stopping it in its tracks. He's able to find one, but MBK with the quick entry on the board. That might just break this open. Valde as well, taking down Stown from that vent position. Tess is desperately flying from the heavens, but he is quickly stopped. His wings burning as he falls down to the earth. And Cadian in the 1v3 goes for the no-scope hero plate, but it doesn't work out, and OG are able to close it out.
Oh, what a long game of Nuke. I think no one quite expected it to go like this. We definitely had heroic pegs to win this map. This was their selection. They had a good start, but then for some reason, it seemed like they kind of fell off, and OG took full advantage. OG were pretty even keel the whole time when it got into the T side as well. Their game plan looked pretty solid. And, wow, that's going to put Heroic in a pretty bad place in this series. We'll have to see exactly how that goes. And but first, we have more to discuss with Nuke, and we'll do that after the break.